Good morning, family. Welcome to the Afro Latina Show, take 2 this morning. We are on episode 51. I am your host, Alicia Anabel Santos, la diosa dominicana, la santera. And interesting thing happened today. This is the second show I recorded this morning because the first show that I recorded was titled Afraid to Begin. And in my meditation this morning, what came up for me was this fear of beginning, this idea of not even taking the first steps and getting started. And I started recording the show and I was halfway in the diary, and I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling like that was the thing that my heart was calling me to talk about today. And so I'm going to share where I'm really at. So October 30th, 2017, that was the day that I pulled myself out of my depression, the date to the day. And it was something that happened in the morning as I was trying to find the thing to get me out of bed, to get me creating again, to get me moving again, to inspire me, push me to do this, because this journey that I'm on is very lonely. And for as much as I want my people around me to be cheering me on and bigging me up, the truth is that only I can get in the chair, only I can get the shit done. And so I had to switch gears, because the truth is today's diary is really about how discouragement will make or break us. And how even the most loving people, the people around us, they can say the one thing to make us doubt or question our ability, and that could be the very thing that breaks us. That makes us stop creating, that keeps us from pursuing our dream, from giving up before we've even started. And so I would just want to read an excerpt. So another funny thing that happened this morning is that I'm reading The Artist's Way. And so it's a 12-week creative journey where you're like unlocking things. You're unlocking some things. You're exploring some things. It makes you, it's really uncomfortable, some of the things that, she's asking you to do. Julia Cameron is the writer, the author of that book. There are a lot of things that you're exploring that are rising at the same time. So I was very uncomfortable in my chair this morning during my writing session. And I realized that I was reading the wrong fucking chapter. I jumped into week 9. I am on week 6. But I didn't realize I was in the wrong chapter. I just kept reading and reading and reading. And then I looked up at the top of the page and I said, week 9? What the fuck? But the thing is that was exactly what I needed to read this morning. Let me tell you why it happened. It was about blocks, right? So week 9, The Artist's Way. Recovering from artist block, like recovering from any major illness or injury, requires a commitment to health. At some point, we must make an active choice to relinquish the joys and privileges accorded to the emotional invalid. A productive artist is quite often a happy person. This can be very threatening as a self-concept to those who are used to getting their needs met by being unhappy. I'd love to, but you see, I have these crippling fears, can get us a lot of attention. We get more sympathy as crippled artists than as functional ones. Those of us addicted to sympathy in the place of creativity can become increasingly threatened as we become increasingly functional. Many recovering artists become so threatened that they make U-turns and sabotage themselves. So, the fucked up thing is that when I read that excerpt the first time, it was 7 years ago. And when I reread it today, the same shit rose for me. This idea of what are the things that can block Alicia? What are the things that can keep Alicia from the page? And most times it's a word, an experience, um, self-doubt, other people's projections and negativity. It is not easy to show up to the page, when you're someone who has not had an easy life and you carry your trauma, your generational trauma on your shoulders. It is not easy to write through fear and doubt and shame and blame and guilt. It is not easy to pursue this dream. This work, whatever it is that you're passionate about, whether it's singing, dancing, acting, producing, filmmaking, being a nurse, being a doctor, being a stay-at-home mom, it is not easy doing the work that we are called to do. And so how are we showing up to that job? Are we happy? Are we happy doing what we love? Or are we constantly that person that's complaining? I was a very different person in the 90s. In the 90s, I was incredibly negative. Everything was black or white, period. Everything was a race thing. I had beef with everybody. I didn't like nobody. And every day, whenever I would meet with my best friend, I would say the same shit. Today was the day from hell. And then I would go on and just purge and vomit all my bullshit. Today was the day from hell. Today was the day from hell. And one day she said to me, yo, Alicia, every single time we meet, you say that you have a day from hell. She never has to say much. My best friend Lalita, she never has to say much. But when she says some shit, she drops a fucking gem. She drops a bomb like tras. Whenever we meet, you always say the same thing. Today was the day from hell. Kind of hurt a little. But it was true. All I fucking did was complain. Everything was fucked up all the time. I was never looking for the beauty in the day. I was never looking for the positive, in the negative. I was never looking for the beauty, for the love, for the joy. And then I understood that it was a choice. To be miserable is a fucking choice. To be unhappy is a fucking choice. Yes, there are circumstances that have brought us to it. There's trauma that is real. I'm not here trying to tell anybody that they shouldn't feel what they fucking feel. But the thing is that if you're sitting in it forever and you're not looking for a way out, you made that fucking choice to stay there. But Alicia, I can't be around that. So when I read the excerpt this morning to myself about, let me go back to it. I want to remind myself of what didn't feel good. We get more sympathy as crippled artists than as functional ones. I'm trying to be a functional artist. I am not trying to sit in my dysfunction. And so that means that there are some people in my life that have some negativity, and I love them. And I know I'm not blaming anybody for the shit that they have been through and what they're going through and how they heal in their process. But what I know to be true is that shit discourages me. That being around negativity is like poison for me. It's toxic. And so I'm saying, I can't allow shit to break me right now. I know what it's like to be in my own fucking depression, so I can't be around your depression. And that shit is fucked up because I don't know how we navigate those spaces. I don't know how we tell our people, yo, I love you, but I don't know that I can hang out with you when all you do is tell me how you're having a day from hell. So with that, let's reflect. Let's meditate because I want to keep our diary and our meditations under a certain amount of minutes because I want to be mindful of the time that we all have. I have to go to work, you have to go to work, and so let's take it down a notch. Let us breathe, please. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. Close your eyes. Inhale in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to think about the things in your life that are dysfunctional, that are no good for you, but that are important for you to not let go of. What is the thing that's dysfunctional, but you're kind of addicted to it? I want you to see that. And I want you to think about why it is that you keep it near you. Why are you draping yourself with it like the most comfortable blanket? Holding it tight like the most beautiful teddy bear? Kissing it ever so gently like the loveliest lover? What are you afraid will happen if you let go of the dysfunction? This could be people, places, or things, ideas, thoughts, feelings, emotions. How does it serve you to keep it? And when you're ready, come out of the meditation. The only response that I have is that it does not serve me. It does not serve me to be around things that feel dysfunctional. It is not for me to be around people that are discouraging, that are negative, that don't believe in themselves, because I'm trying to elevate and get to the next place. And it's not for me, it does not serve me to be around anything that has the potential to break me, because I am protecting myself with everything that I am right now, because I'm trying to do an incredible amount of good work. And so there's a lot of things that could break us. Things happening in our politics, in our world, in our homes, our family, our parents, our kids. There are things, and I'm not saying that we ignore it. What I am saying is that we really reflect on how we allow that shit to break us, and how the dysfunction doesn't serve us, and what we need to do to make a shift so that we can try to remove some of that stuff from our lives, so we can move toward the things that we do want. Sit with that. My intention for today is to have a very uncomfortable conversation with someone that I love about how I'm feeling, because it is the second time that the same person has come up for me. And I have been afraid to have this conversation, but I can't anymore. I can't. And so I'm sending myself crazy love. I'm sending you an amazing amount of love. Please share, subscribe, follow me on iTunes and Instagram and Tumblr and Twitter. And yeah, follow me at Alicia La Santera or the Afro Latina Show. And I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.